Well, hello there. Welcome to another Minecraft showcase. In this video, I'm going to be showing off a new command block contraption I've made, and this is a command block structure, so you can load it into your world with a single structure block. You can download this structure over at Minestruck. The link for that is in the description below. And on that page, you'll also find a screenshot and some basic descriptions, along with some setup, which I'm going to explain in this video. So if you want to just run over there and download it and then come back to this video, that's fine. Or watch the video first, whatever you prefer. Anyway, this structure is mob traps. So what are mob traps? Well, you've got the zombie gravestone, you've got the skeleton crossbones, and you've got the spider web, which admittedly, spider web is already a thing, but this is the spider web trap. So the way mob traps work is they spawn in your world naturally, and when they spawn, they just kind of sit there. And if a player comes within 5 blocks of any of these traps, they will spawn a couple of hostile mobs of their type. So gravestones will spawn zombies, crossbones will spawn skeletons, and webs will spawn spiders. Now you might be wondering, but you're within 5 blocks, nothing's spawning. Well, that's because I am invisible. So if we look, I have the invisibility effect. And if a player is invisible, they will not trigger traps. So this way, if you put this in a survival world, or I guess a semi-modded command block survival world, players in survival can just grab an invisibility potion and they can sneak past these traps. But if you're not invisible, well, I'll show you what happens. So I've got a trap of all 3 kinds there. When I come close enough, all of them are going to trigger because they're all next to each other, all within range of each other. So let's clear off my invisibility effect. Okay, so I don't have invisibility anymore. Now if I come close enough, all of them spawn. So you get 2 spiders, 2 skeletons, 2 zombies. They're all spawned. So yeah, so that is how mob traps work, and just for the sake of my own sanity, I'm getting rid of all of them now. But yeah, that's how they work in terms of, once they've spawned, what do? And then to show you how they spawn, well, they spawn naturally, so what I could do is just turn on mob spawning and look around for them. But in case that requires a lot of exploration or whatever, I don't want to do that. So instead, I'm going to show you how to do it, or I'm going to show you the concept with spawn eggs. So in this case, by default, we have the mob max set to 10. And what that means is that for every 10 mobs of a type, one of them will be turned into a trap. So for example, because this is 10, 1 in 10 zombies will turn into a zombie trap. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Well, that chicken. Anyway, so you saw it turned into a trap, and then I was already within 5 blocks, but immediately spawned zombies. Now the zombies that spawn from traps and the mobs that spawn from traps don't count towards this limit, so it's just the naturally spawned ones. So if we kill off all of the zombies, we can try it with skeletons. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and well, that was hard to see, but there was one there. So here, let's make it a little easier to see by giving myself invisibility. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now that I'm invisible, I'm not triggering the trap, but you'll see that 1 in 10 1 in 10 skeletons became a skeleton trap. So let's just kill off everything else. Yeah, so that's how it works. Now I can try to show you this with natural mob spawning, and you know what, I'm going to. I can't promise it'll be interesting to watch me do the exploring because this is a flat world, but if we set game rule do mob spawning to true, then mobs should... Oh, Mobs should start spawning. Interesting. Let's do hard mode. Oops. Difficulty hard. Well, that's interesting. I'm not quite sure why mobs aren't spawning now. But anyway, that's irrelevant because in your world, of course, mobs will be spawning just fine. The important part is that when mobs spawn, 1 in 10 will become a trap. Now, you can change that frequency very easily. So when you load this structure in, it's going to give you all of these, and these two will trigger automatically to set up, the scoreboards that you need and everything. But you can come in here at any point and change this 10 to whatever value you want. So if I change this to, say, 50, then only 1 in every 50 mobs will turn into a trap. If I change it to 1 in 1, every single mob that spawns, besides from a trap, every natural mob spawn will become a trap. And you won't actually have natural mob spawns, you'll only have traps. I recommend not doing that, although it might be interesting in your world. But yeah, so I'm going to leave that. If you change it to 5, then 1 in every 5 will become a trap. You see the pattern. So once you've changed this to the number you want, you change always active to needs redstone, and then you give it a redstone signal, which I'm just going to do with a button, which is probably the easiest way. So you just place a button on it and press that. And after you do that, from that point on, in this case 1 in every 10 or 1 in every 5 or whatever you set it to will be the new frequency. And you can do that at any time. Even if you've been using this for a while, you can always change that and it'll automatically instantly update the frequency without breaking anything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any ideas of mob traps for other mobs, let me know in the comments below. I couldn't really think of anything that would be artistically interesting. So like with crossbones for your skeletons and gravestones for your zombies, all that makes sense artistically. I couldn't really think of anything like that for some of the other mobs. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments below and I'll add it to here. It should be very easy because all of these, each column here is just a separate module for each of the different types of mobs. So I can literally just copy a column and change the mob types and it'll work for the new mob. So just let me know if you have any ideas. Otherwise, any comments or questions are appreciated in the comments below or in the comments over on Minestruck. So go check it out, download the structure. And by the way, in case you don't know how to load a structure, so in this case, the structure is called mob traps. So you just put down a structure block and then you change the structure name to mob traps. And then you pretty much just load it. You can change these if you want to move around where it loads in, but for the most part, that's all you have to do once this file is in your structures folder. And there's a whole tutorial about that elsewhere, but yeah. So, mob traps, they're a thing. So until next time, keep triggering mob traps, keep command blocking, keep structure blocking, and keep on redstoning.